If you want the undisputed leader in electric bicycle systems, you have to go to China, which is what I did. And if you want the leader in electric bike parts there, well, there's really only one company sitting at the top.
Hey everyone, Micah here with Electrek, and today we're in Suzhou, China, visiting Bafang's factory to see how they build the electric motors, the controllers, the displays, the batteries, and everything else that goes into your e-bike. Come along with us, let's check it out.
Believe it or not, this is my second time visiting the company. I actually visited Bafang's factory in China around 5 years ago when I was a much younger and fresh-faced Micah, not the grizzled industry veteran you see before you today. Having the chance to come back so many years later gave me the unique opportunity to see the amount of growth and evolution happening at Bafang. The company has expanded significantly, including with production and offices all over the world, though even here at the main headquarters in Suzhou, they've since moved into a much larger complex since the last time I visited. To start my day here, I met with several of Bafang's team in the company's showroom to take a look at some of the more recent developments. When I was here 5 years ago, I remember a few employees cryptically dropping hints about the future of e-bike transmissions, since powerful e-bike motors at the time were notorious for destroying derailleurs and internally geared hub transmissions. Well, here we are, with Bafang now having developed multi-speed automatic gearboxes, some of them even with their own hub motors integrated right there inside of the hub.
A normal hub motor, and here we add this gear shift device. We have one pair of mass, so when the hub is rotating very fast, this will be open and engage the second gear.
So you don't need any external cables or shifters?
No.
Bafang's variety of motors and drive systems has grown considerably over the last few years, making advancements in the technology but also in the breadth of offerings.
We don't think one product will fit all. So we always customize for different applications, for example, for the fat bikes, the sharing bikes, and even for the commercial cargo bikes. We have different products for them.
I even had the chance to test out a number of different Bafang systems myself, from their tiny, lightweight road bike motors to their massive, super powerful motors, and of course that automatic shifting rear hub.
That's wild. I was like looking for the shifter at first, and then it just started shifting. I forgot it was automatic.
Oh.
Shifters, and it just started going through the gears.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's wild.
So it's pretty apparent that you can get just about anything for any type of e-bike from Bafang, but let's take a closer look at just how the company develops those components. It all starts with the R&D Center, led by a team of engineers that are spending just as much time dreaming up new designs as they are putting those designs to the test on the bench to see how they will perform under harsh real-world loading conditions. They aren't only responsible for producing and testing new designs to ensure they can withstand the trials and tribulations of everyday life, but even developing new materials when necessary, such as the gears in their motors, where they created a new polymer material that would be stronger than the nylon gears used in the past, but quieter than steel gears known for strength. Everything they design and build goes through these types of long-term torture testing before it can ever get the green light and head to production. But that testing goes so much further than I was expecting. The sound testing room is so precise that the operator can't even be in the room with the equipment, as it could pick up your heart beating. The EMC testing, or electromagnetic compatibility testing, similarly is measured from the next room over, where you'll quickly discover that you've lost all cell phone signal due to the Faraday cage structure you're standing in. And if testing individual components wasn't enough, everything gets long-term accelerated road testing as well on full builds. Basically, if it makes it to production, it's because the part lived a long and hard life, proving it could get there. Which brings us to the factory floor. Here is where I saw even more advancements compared to my last visit 5 years ago. Production is where Bafang really shines, and these days the processes are heavily automated. While human hands haven't been completely replaced, much of the human work is based around monitoring the machines, just in case they need intervention.
For the automation part, this is not only for the output of the product, but also for the quality of the products. because for the highly standard procedure operated by the machine, we can ensure the quality of the motor, the controller, and also the battery. This is the vital thing for Bafang.
Of course, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. Before any of these components lands on the production line, quality assurance teams first inspect everything to ensure they've been produced to Bafang's exact specifications. Subcomponents like bearings, motor shells, magnets, and other parts are all produced for Bafang off-site using the company's exact specifications, but employees here still need to verify that everything looks good before the individual materials join the assembly line. Once passing inspections, that's where assembly comes in. And unlike 5 years ago, where assembly took place down long tables with almost completely manual labor, now there are a lot of assembly robots using automation to create more precise, higher quality builds. That automation is clearly evident across component lines from motors to displays and controllers and more. Especially for fine detail work like crimping on these tiny little connectors, automated machines just make more sense. But not everything is automated, at least not yet. You'll still find sections that use manual assembly, especially near the end of a product's assembly journey. Even here, though, differences were apparent everywhere. Just another example, instead of engraving the motor's serial number onto the shells and then applying several different stickers to mark various information like Bafang did in years past, now the company uses a single combined sticker and has removed the laser engraving entirely, as this now prevents the removal of the protective coating on the motor's shell. Once labeled, motors get one final bench test and then are sent off to packaging. More automation takes place for accessories, like these bags of nuts and washers that are provided with each motor. Machines sort and count out the right number of each, and then automatically bag them and spit them out the other side. Another machine weighs them to verify the right quantity of everything before they're shuttled off for packaging. One last cool little thing I want to show you is that I noticed they have these new stations for soldering where instead of there being a fume hood above an employee's head to suck out all of those soldering fumes, now they get vacuumed out through the table, so the fumes never even pass the employee's head going up to the overhead fume hood. Just another cool little update that I wasn't expecting to see. The last major stop on my day with Bafang was to the battery factory, which is a new area for the company, or at least relatively new.
We have been studying and developing our own battery since 10 years ago, but at that moment we just focus on the ID design. We will invite our third party and also our own ID team to do the integration with the frame. We also focus on the inside construction, for example, how to make it just right for the automatic production line. And 3 years ago, we just started our own, production and also our own BMS. We invested a lot for the battery design.
When you take a look inside the battery factory here, you see how big of an investment that really was. Automated machines sort all of the battery cells, ensuring they meet standards, and then grouping them to find the best groupings for optimal battery pack performance. Depending on the type of battery pack being made, the cells are then either combined into modules like these, or they can be arranged in long rows that are then combined into large parallel groups of cells. Then the cells are robotically welded together to form their electrical connections. Now no longer cell modules, but rather full battery packs, the batteries are placed in a number of different enclosures depending on the specifications of the battery, and are tested for several different parameters at the end of the line to ensure that they were produced correctly and safely. After final assembly, every single battery pack undergoes complete cycling as the final check before it can be packaged up for shipment. It's a process that mimics the development and production cycles for Bafang's other e-bike components, though obviously comes with its own unique considerations for quality and safety.
Concerning about the safety, if we talk about e-bike, it's very critical to the environment. Like if we take the mountain bike, for example, we have to think about the vibration, especially when the sport rider do the downhill. Then we really do the simulation test. We also invested our own battery test lab. If we talk about the safety, not only the construction but also the electrical connection and also the EMC. just against the flame. We are very, very careful with that.
There's obviously a lot of care that has gone into designing these systems, and a big part of it is the experience that Bafang has gained from nearly 2 decades of producing electric bike components and drive systems. In just the last 5 years, I've seen such a leap forward in technology that it makes me wonder what kind of paradigm shifts we could be looking at in another 5 years.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed that visit here to Bafang's factory to see how they build all of their electric bike drive equipment. If you did enjoy the video, why don't you give it a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our future electric vehicle videos. We'll see you here next time.